One thing we didn't do before we ended the catastrophe that just was is we never even shared. So before we hop into Ozza and her $50, let's share this video, and we'll get right back into everything. Big brother. Hmm. You know, it definitely was a sunny day here compared to the rain we've had recently. It was enjoyable. It was definitely pleasant on the eye as I drove through campus. Don't judge me. No judgment from
No.
you. That's your focusing face.
Yeah,
that's
my
that's your
computer
focus.
is not
Um, she said that's my focus.
cooperating
That's my
per
focus face.
usual.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, there we are. Look at us, live and live in color. Let me go on and get this shirt up, and we're gonna be right on our way. I can't wait to get into Ozza and her little $50. All right. Are you all
so
shared up over there? Are you just waiting
yeah,
on me?
yep, I'm ready to go.
I know folks always be waiting on me. That's all right though, because when you got the engineer and do all the stuff, it's okay for people to have to wait just 2.5 seconds. But you ready to talk about Ozza and her $50? Because wasn't nobody trying to give her no money because don't nobody care if she can play in the
Don't nobody like
competition.
her because she
Don't
do
nobody like
too
her.
much.
Doing the most. What you
Yes.
what I mean, clearly she's going to be safe until the 6th, but will she be the first one out? I mean, the talk right now is trying to get the girls to turn on each other when that time comes.
Well, it would be, I think, well, I don't know about Hannah. I would say I don't know about Hannah and Tiffany, but then there's that, the thing before with the royal flush.
Right.
But Asa can go.
Can she go?
She can go.
She definitely
But
can
like I
go.
was saying before, Hannah was saying to Tiffany that Xavier said that Kylan should be the first out of the 6.
Right. That triggers
Which
my
I think
mind.
actually, for gameplay wise, is actually smart because
Yeah.
anybody up against Kai at the end, it's going to be a tough one.
No, but we talked about it. It's either going to be X and Tiffany or Kai and Tiffany.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
What up,
And
Joe? Joe's in the building. He
if
ain't got to work
somehow it
tonight.
ended up
Top
being
flight
X
security
and
in the
Kai,
house.
I mean, X and Kai wins. Kai and Tiffany, it's a close one.
Well, Tiffany does have to win something.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to be
She
sitting in the
definitely has
final
to win
two.
some comps.
Yeah. It's one thing to be sitting
Not just
there. It's
something.
another
She has to
thing
win
to
more
have
than one
won some
something.
stuff. Most
Yeah,
certainly.
because Kylan's racking them up this week alone.
Look, and one was a gamble.
Yeah.
And one was a complete gamble. I mean, what did you think about the safety, or not the safety, but the gambling competition?
The
What was it
twist.
called?
I really like the twists. Like Hannah said, I think they're good twists. What I think is really crazy is that Russian roulette one where you could take someone off the block. It doesn't say anything about you being safe. So I think the only way for you to play that is if you're the one on the block, because you mess around and pull somebody else off and the Russian roulette wheel gets to pick, it might pick you. And then what? Like,
yeah.
wait. Put her back.
Right. I didn't want to do it to myself. Like, what's going on for real?
That would be quite the twist.
That's tragic. But, that would be super tragic. But I mean, that's the gamble, and this whole season has been like about gamble.
I mean, like Alyssa almost being the one to use the veto to pull who was that on the block? Sarah Beth off the block for Krishna to go up. Like it was almost Alyssa who
Right.
use the veto,
So
that would be the equivalent, I think.
do you want to know what the veto competition is?
Sure. What's the veto? What was the veto comp?
OTEV.
Oh, really?
So this is where they have to find the thing, then climb up the rope, get on your stump or whatever the thing is. I haven't seen a visual, but I have confirmed it is OTEV. So apparently, Derek F. Put on a show as he flopped around. He didn't fare as well as I wouldn't fare as well at OTEV probably. But but Alyssa came away with that one. But yeah, so OTEV this week.
I wonder if they knew what the veto comp was going to be before they voted.
So apparently
why
there
else
has.
Would he pick Alyssa if it was anything else?
apparently there was some speculation online that somehow the house guests knew what the competition was going to be. However, BB veterans have spoke up and said that during their time in the house, production never tipped them off to what the competitions were going to be and when they were.
Yeah.
The conversation more should be that we've got some smarter house guests, and we know that OTEV usually comes, the week of jury or the second week usually.
That's what I mean.
So we just kind of know. We were speculating what was coming, and OTEV was one of the ones we talked about. So if we predicted it, the house guests surely did.
Hannah definitely knows like what weeks, what competitions happen in past seasons.
Most certainly.
And Kai is pretty good at predicting or contemplating the things that are the unknown.
Yeah,
so even if he didn't know, if he speculated as much, that would be the only reason why. I mean, because anything else, I don't understand why you would put up.
Would be uncivilized.
Right.
Anything else would be uncivilized.
She wouldn't be my first pick.
Yeah, most certainly. So, what are your thoughts about Brittany going home this week? Do you think that that will be the plan by Thursday? Do you think it'll change between now and then?
I think if she does go home, if she does go on the block, if they take down Big D and Brittany goes up, she needs to go home because she can't keep going on the block.
Well, they're not taking down Big D, taking down Claire to ensure that Brittany goes home.
Yeah.
Right. If you put Brittany up next to Claire, people are going to vote how they want to vote.
I think Brittany would still go. I mean,
I think it would be closer. I don't think it would be unanimous. With Big D on the block, nobody's going to vote Big D. It's going to be a unanimous vote.
Yeah.
So whoever's sitting next to Big D. So I don't think that the plan will necessarily change, but I think that maybe the person will. But we've got a few days to see if there's any new plan like at all, because I don't know. Brittany's an easy target. I think there's other people that could go out this week, especially on a back door where we know like that there's no way.
I honestly, I wouldn't be mad with them just sending, letting Claire go home. Especially since the people she named as the target, she says the Jokers. There's only, two of the Jokers are in the cookout, and then Xavier cookout. So all of her targets are, the only person that she's in the cookout that she's gonna or would have previously kept safe would have been Tiffany and Kai, and now not Kai anymore.
Yeah. So Joe's over here having fun in the comments. I'm sorry, I just looked over. He said, okay, I can dig it. What is the milk and just brie? Oh, he's commenting on the names. Cullen, what up, bro? Welcome to the show. I want to switch gears just a little bit to go back to Kylan, because Derek X and Hannah were talking, and apparently they're so upset with Kylan because they feel like he did not consult them in his nominations, that they would want to see him and Sarah Beth on the block next week. Or him and Tiffany. No, him and Sarah Beth. I think they said him and Sarah Beth. What are your thoughts about that? So if they were to win HOH, that's where their head would be, because they felt like, because they're in this 4-person alliance, that they should have been included a little more with the decision making.
I mean, regardless, I don't think Hannah would put up anybody in the 6. Yeah. But she has to keep up appearances with DX until it's DX's time to go. Yeah. So they were in an alliance, the 4 of them. So it's only natural that she acts like she's upset that he didn't consult them, which if she didn't have the 6 safety as a backup, right, would be a big problem.
Cullen says he likes those nominees. I hope he remembers that this is a spoiler show, and Alyssa has won the veto already, and Brittany is the new target. Looks like they're planning to take down Claire and replace her with Brittany and send her packing this week. So Big D is just up there playing his role. And poor Brittany. The question is, when will she find out? I guess, will she find out before the veto ceremony is the question. Christian was able to get wind before veto ceremony. Will Brittany be blindsided? Well, DX is an idiot because he told Alyssa. Right. Will Brittany find out before veto? That is the question. And then, of course, there was one person in the Superfans page who brought attention to the fact that this indeed would not be a backdoor because Brittany played in the veto. It would just be a blindside, but the only way it can be a blindside is if she doesn't see it coming, which means that they have to replace her on the block and convince her that Big D is the target and then send her home. That's the only way that you can pull off this complete blindside. But we're just interested in some drama at this point in the Big Brother house. We want to see some shit get stirred up.
Not that serious.
Yeah, right. Stir it up. This
is like literally trying to learn all of the terminology. It's like
doing the most.
Can we just watch? I mean, can we just enjoy the drama that is coming along in the show finally?
Right.
Without nope, your terminology ain't correct.
We're arguing over semantics. You know what I'm talking about here.
Right.
It's like come on, people.
I'm texting you and you correcting me on my. I'm like, nah, I just said what the other people said.
Oh, Cullen says, dang, he didn't know. This is a spoiler show. I hope we didn't ruin that for you there, little bro.
This is what happens with 6 black people in the house. They've already made history. Well, they made history by having 6 black people, not minorities, because there's more minorities than just them. Right. But by 6 black people in one season anyway. If they make it to the final 6, which is very likely. Even at this point, without them all making it to the final 6, at this point, it's very likely that the winner of Big Brother this season is going to have the first black winner. And I'm excited to see it. I mean, it's only been 23 seasons.
Yeah. Well, and Cullen brings up a valid point. They're all in jury. They all made it to jury. They all in jury regardless.
That's what I'm saying. At this point,
which means that they gonna vote.
Exactly.
Like it's a done data. It's almost it's like no. You know what this is like? No. This is what this is like, and I hope my mic holds up for this. But like in spades, when you got like the last 3 books and you just set the shit down. I'll take that. That's what this is. Because at some point the cookout just gonna be like we got this. Don't worry about
it. Xavier, he said he's floating under the radar. I don't think Xavier is floating under the radar so much as he is kind of floating under the radar of the 6.
Almost certainly. But I don't think that he really is. I think that here's how I see the cookout.
He's just actually playing the game really well.
I see the cookout as Kyland, Xavier, and Tiffany, right? I see them at the top. I think depending on who HOH is, depends on who's at the top of that list. Right now it's Kyland. You were just talking big shit about Kyland on Thursday. And then on Friday, we were praising him for winning the HOH. So under the radar, I don't
Although
know
I
so
do
much,
still think
but
that
he's
Xavier-
safe. He's safe at the top with those with the other two. And so as long as he's in that position, he doesn't have to worry. And
I
then
do think that Xavier could take out Kylan. And so I think him saying that he would take him out first of the six is the smartest move for him to make it to the final two.
Oh, most certainly, because at some point you're going to have to take that shot because you're not going to sit next to him in the finals. Why would you do that?
Right.
You wouldn't want to. You don't want to sit next to somebody who has won just as many competitions as you did. No. And Xavier's going to win another HOH and probably another veto. What's Cullen talking about over here? He says he's throwing every comp, but still not a real target. He's trying to throw comps, and here he is still winning.
But everyone still knows he's a comp beast. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I should finish that. Yeah, people do know he's a comp beast. Most certainly. Well, no, let me tell you who didn't. Bree didn't. On Thursday, he's
talking about Xavier, not Kylan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're right. Xavier is a comp beast. Xavier is.
Like he's throwing them, guaranteeing his safety before he throws them. But he knows that he doesn't have, if he needed to stay in the game to win, he could.
Did you laugh your ass off when Tiffany knocked all her things onto the floor? When she didn't get no damn points. She didn't even get to gamble because of that, right? If she just got 1 point, she could have gambled. 1 point,
she would have got to gamble.
She would, because not enough people. As long as you made it on that sheet, you got to gamble. So if all of them had played, then apparently some people would have not had an opportunity.
Yeah, only the top
but
6.
What did they have? 2 or 3 more slots? 2 or 3 more people could have just played.
2 more slots, 5 and 6.
All she had to do was get 1 point. Her sorry ass knocked all the shit on the floor.
Yeah. At this point, I'm thinking that it comes down to if they don't manage to get Kylan out, it's Kylan and Tiffany at the end. It's Xavier Tiffany at the end.
I've said that. It's on record.
Whoever is next to Tiffany actually wins unless Tiffany starts pulling out some wins. Just because they just point. Relationship wise, I think the votes would be even for her and Xavier. But if they, then they put comps into it, then he's of course going to beat her. Same with Kylan.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic plays out between the three of them. If she doesn't start winning, will her influence mean as much? Has she built those real relationships to actually influence those individuals to make decisions?
No, she's got to win to.
Yeah, she's got to do some winning.
She's got to win to win. Now, something crazy happened, and her and Hannah ended up final 2.
Yeah.
Who does it come down to? Who wins? Tiffany?
Say it again.
I said something crazy happens, and her and Hannah end up final 2. Tiffany and Hannah.
Once neither one of them have won anything. Right. So if one of them wins, I'm going to vote for whoever won something. Who won something here? See, first of all, you know what? I'm a Big Brother fan, and I know that one of them would have to win something to get there, because you know that final 3-part competition ain't no joke. So Hannah or Tiffany would have to win something if they make it that far to take the other one to final 2. So whoever took the other to final 2 is who I'm voting for in that instance, because they are the one who put in the work to get there, even though it was last minute. And
last minute as hell.
But then at the same time, I know that floaters get so much criticism, but if you're able to stay in the game and then take the game into your hands, there's something to be said about that.
Ain't that what Nicole did?
Twice? No. There's something to be said about that. What is Cullen over here saying? Hannah survived the block once. She did. She was nominated once, but she was taken down with a veto, right?
No.
Was she still sitting there on Thursday night?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I guess you have to sit there on Thursday night to actually survive it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think she's anybody's target right now. I think that Hannah is just in the background. She likes to talk game. But I don't know how much real game is being talked with Hannah. Not much.
I mean, she talks game, of course, with DX, of
Yeah.
course, with Tiffany, and then Xavier sees her as like a little sister. So with
Yeah.
Xavier as well, and then she knows the game very well.
That she
Hannah
does.
Hannah has a excellent memory, and so she I I don't know. I mean, she's smart, of course. She's graduated with her master's at 19, but I
Can,
don't know
can,
how much of that is like actual intellect or great memorization skills. You
can
know
I
what I
can,
mean?
can I throw something out about Hannah? I see Cullen says that Hannah is Sarah's best target. Of course, they're each other's target right now. Uh, but one thing you don't know, and Cullen doesn't know, and maybe many other people don't know, is that Hannah actually volunteered to go on the block so that she could play an OTEV. That's how bad she wanted to play an OTEV. She volunteered to go on the block.
Yeah.
What does that What does that say? That you are either that stupid or you feel that safe, just because you're such a fan, you want to play that game.
Well,
Uh,
number one, she's safe. She knows she's safe because she's in the six.
yeah, yeah,
And if you're as big of a fan of Big Brother as Hannah is, just like Christian was so bummed he didn't get to do the walk up, and
yeah,
French was bummed because he didn't get to do. When you're such a fan and you're finally there, and it's like, oh, this is the comp I wanted to play, and you don't get to
yeah,
play. I mean, it has to be somewhat of a bummer because
yeah,
you're not, unless they do another All-Star season or something, and you get to come back in an All-Stars. This is your one shot, and
yeah,
if
most
you miss it,
certainly.
you miss it.
Yeah, but at the same time, you never want anybody to feel too safe in the house. I have seen people go up on the block for less, and feeling safe is a big thing in the house. If everybody look at
Not
so and
not
so over
not this
there.
time.
Well,
Nope, for the
only
culture.
because of the six. Only because of the
Only because
six.
of the six.
Only.
Right. I mean, I don't think she's may not. I mean, I would hope that she wouldn't be stupid enough to have offered herself up if somebody else was HOH besides one of the six, or
Well,
if the six didn't exist.
right.
But
Hopefully she would be
she has the
smarter than that.
safety of doing that. Right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Right, but do you really even want to show that hand to the house like you volunteered? I mean, maybe the house didn't know. Maybe it was just between her and Kylan, but
right. I
yeah.
mean, I'm not. I didn't read or see that interaction, so I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
But especially if she kept it between her and Kylan. But I
Drew a blank.
don't
No, I'm
know
just kidding.
that she would have, chosen that without the protection of the six.
True story. I'm inclined to agree with you on that one. I still don't like the fact that somebody feels that safe in the Big Brother house, but knowing the dynamics are different, I can understand her logic if that's truly how she thought about it. But yeah, Big Brother's already decided again. I'm sure by now they've already started planning next week. What do you think? Who do we want HOH next week?
Anyone but Azza.
Well, I mean that's not likely to happen anyway. So,
I mean, to make things easiest, you need somebody of the six to win. If
that's
Sarah
easy.
Beth is going to be the target, it would make most sense for it to be. It would make most sense for it to be Tiffany.
I was just gonna say I think they might try to throw it to Tiffany again. And when I say they, probably just Xavier, because I'm not sure that Big D is interested in helping Tiffany become HOH, or anybody on that side of the cookout. But I could see Xavier trying to throw it to Tiffany, but I could also see Xavier as HOH next week. And actually, I expect it.
Yeah. I mean, Xavier said this week there's some shots that he wants to take, but he didn't need to take it yet. But I think if Sarah Beth goes next week, if the intention is for Sarah Beth to go next week, that it makes the most sense for Tiffany to take that shot.
Sure.
The week after that, it needs to be Claire, and so it shouldn't be Tiffany that week. So I mean, they had agreed before that each person wouldn't have to take
Yeah.
out their
Each
friend.
other's person.
And so, if Kylan didn't have to take out Sarah Beth, then she shouldn't have to take out Claire. So it will make the most sense for her to get HOH next week so she could take out Sarah Beth. And then Xavier probably take out Claire.
That is logical. And, that almost brings you back to the last season that Paul played. We were so critical of how HOHs were crowned, but remember, he was just planning on who needed to take what shot. And so that's really the mindset that the cookout needs to be in, is who needs to take what shot, who needs to be HOH this week.
Right.
That's the calculated thought that needs to be taking place. We'll see if that actually happens. My money is on Xavier, but you're right, Tiffany would be the logical choice. I just don't know that she can get the job done. So we'll see.
It really depends on what the comp is. I mean,
depends. Well, we just had a mental comp, then we did physical comp with Veto, so it's really a toss-up of what we get. I'm thinking because we didn't get a HOH competition this past Thursday, I'm thinking that this Thursday they'll probably want to give us an HOH comp, so it'll probably be a mental comp, something you can get done quickly.
Yeah. Those the ones that are the mental comps, they're a little. I mean, this one. Why she answered it wrong? This one would have been a really good one to throw to her. So I mean, when they have the partitions up and you have to turn your block this way or that way, those are harder to throw because I mean, you can't throw it until other people that you don't want to win are out, and so you really got to concentrate. And then the person that you want to win actually gets it wrong, then those are much harder to throw.
They are much harder to throw. Did you play along? I know that you typically like to play along. Did you play along? Of course I didn't.
I tried to.
Okay.
But I was like, what is he singing?
Though it was the voice, right? I'm like, come on.
I was like, I would have gotten a mall wrong. I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Like, what, sir? What, sir? Sir, please, sir.
Could you repeat that? Sing it one more time? And then Kai, people are buzzing in so fast. I'm like, I need to listen to more of the lyrics. I'm still playing Name That Tune.
Right. Like this is Beat Shazam or some shit, and I don't know what they talking about.
Yeah.
I do not. Where's Jamie Foxx? Well, I don't know why we're having such an audio issue tonight, but we probably should wrap it up.
Oh, I was about to say now it's working, but then.
Oh. Final thoughts going into Wednesday, and then of course Thursday, because we're just waiting for eviction.
I hope that Brittany goes home this week. Just because her going on to the block, if she makes it onto the block, I hope she goes home this week. Just because her going onto the block like 5 times is going to probably be mentally detrimental for her. There were 2. Layla, my daughter, hasn't been watching with me this season, but she was watching today. And when Brittany won the $100 from America, she was so excited. Layla,
why she just didn't play?
Season, so she has no background on any of these people, and she goes, "Oh, she needs to go home. She's doing too much."
But I mean, she needed that. That boosted her spirits. She needed that. But I feel bad.
So that's why
she's not even gonna get a chance to spend it now.
But that's why I also think that she could go home this week, knowing that they sent her home because they felt like she was a threat because she won comps, and she could go home with the knowledge that America likes her.
Did some shit.
That America likes her. She got that. She can go home with that knowledge. America liked you.
With her head held high. Yeah, with her head held high. And I agree.
When DX got the money, Layla said, "Oh, I would give him $100 too because he's cute."
Oh, come on now. We ain't need all that. We ain't need all that. Come on now.
So DX, she thought the money was good, but
I think people just respect his game and realize that what spot he's in, and I don't think that he knows what spot he's in. But if what I was reading earlier about him and Claire figuring out the cookout but not knowing the name or something, like I think they may have figured out the concept of the cookout. So I don't know. And that could completely change if that gets out. First of all, if that true,
gets out, Claire's going home this week.
Right. There's no need to put Brittany on the block. You've been saved. That's Brittany's best bet. Brittany's best bet is to catch wind of that shit and get it back to Kylan some kind of way.
Yes.
That's the only way Brittany lives.
Yeah. And then but were you surprised that Derek F got the other $100?
No. There's a big Big D fan base out there. And just because we don't necessarily like his gameplay or his attitude doesn't mean that other people don't like it. Other people are probably like, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of get 'em girls out there. That's all I'm saying.
But I do want to point out for the money.
Yeah.
The big six got, 2 of them got $100.
Right.
The other 3 got $75.
Mm-hmm.
The only one to get $50 was Azza. So we all
because don't nobody like her stank ass with her stank attitude. I mean, we wanted her to be
like Azza attitude.
Right. We wanted her to be like Coming to America, the queen to be. Right. We ain't get none of that shit. We got the depressed.
You look regal as hell, but you're a big whiny baby. No one likes your attitude. You cry too much. It's starting to get depressing.
And it's too much. It's too much. I just want to do you like
switch up your attitude or kick rocks, baby girl.
Yeah. What's that? Do you like the Backstreet Boys? Which one of them said bye bye bye? Which one of them look
that was
said?
insane.
Oh my bad. And I don't know shit about them people. I'm mad. I even tried to throw a reference out there like I knew something.
You was doing the dance. Bye bye bye.
No.
Doing the dance and everything.
No, I ain't do the dance, but I'm familiar with pop culture references. I just might not know which white group it came from. Anyways, so it could be interesting between now and Thursday, but that's what we've got so far. You got anything else?
Nope. I have no real idea. Actually, the last few weeks, I feel like we knew exactly who was going home Thursday.
Yeah.
Right now, I still don't really know. Maybe Brittany, maybe Claire. Yeah. Depends on how much gets out about the cookout.
But before this show started, it was supposed to be Alyssa.
Yeah.
So
what happens?
Anything is possible. Right. If you believe. All right. Anything's possible. Anything is possible.
Now, who sings that? Prince of Egypt soundtrack.
I feel like that's a Disney song.
Nope. Prince of Egypt. It's not Disney. It's DreamWorks.
Oh. Now, who sings it?
Mm-hmm.
I have no clue.
Oh, that would be a Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey.
Oh, yeah. I do love both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 of the best female vocalists ever to have. Somebody needs to beat Shazam. That's all I'm saying. Where is Jamie Foxx? Is anybody saying Fox? No. All right, we're going to get up out of here, folks. As always, it's been a pleasure chatting up Big Brother with you, ma'am. I am the Milkman.
And I'm just Bree.
All right, we'll holler at your peoples. We'll holler at your peoples. Yeah, there you go. I felt like it was all crinkled up last time. I ain't. Hey.
Big beat it.
You stop crinkling my voice. We out of here. Bye.